One, two. Oh, okay. Nice. Does it work?
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
Everyone works.
Hello, hello.
Okay, nice. We can start? Good. Hello to everyone. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Volodymyr. I'm the moderator of that amazing speech, and today we invited nice gentlemen and lady. Applause. Yeah, and we will explore what is the Web3 landscape and what is the future we can see on it, Manu. And please introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Alfredo Bárcena. I work for ReadyGG. I'm the head of business development and marketing. And I mean, at ReadyGG, we provide a full tech stack, a SDK, plugin for Unity and Real and all, anything developers need to tap into Web3, just to go into Web3 in a very easy way, the way that developers are used to do things, like, you know, having tools like similar to Photon and all these tools, or GameSpark or PlayFab, etc. And yeah, we've been around already. I mean, we've been building tools for more than 8 years, and the last 3 years we have been building all tools for Web3. I'm very happy to be here and share information with the people here.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hayder. So I am a lifelong gamer, and I come from Consensus. That's where my Web3 background started. Back there, we spun out a company called Community Gaming. I was the CTO and co-founder there. And about a year and a half ago, decided to resign and start something new. So Whale Pass, current company, is a new company, but we already have a product up and going, still in beta. So Whale Pass is a plug-and-play game backend that helps game developers create better solutions for their players by utilizing our out-of-the-box toolkit that helps with anything that's related to the metagame. But yeah, excited for this panel.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alexander Jorias. I'm co-founder and CEO of Club Kui. Club Kui is a social metaverse where people come online to meet new people. And on any given day, that's 50 to 75,000 people come online to meet new people. So what you do is you go to virtual parties. So you dress up your avatar, you want to look great, you spend money and coins on outfits, and then you go to virtual parties, and where every room or song played is an alibi to meet and connect. And we have a virtual economy up and running. We have 40,000 creators. They create outfits, fashion, decoration, 1.5 million fashion items so far, roughly 1,500 per day. And we have a lot of users in Brazil and especially Turkey, so I'm excited to be here in Turkey. We have a big community in Turkey. And we are not yet running on the blockchain, but we have a big user-to-user marketplace, so we know about items and status and what people want to spend money on and why they do that. And so we are looking into blockchain, especially for our creators. I think that could be an opportunity for our creators to actually make a living out of what they do in Club Kui more easily.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tinatin, Head of Partnerships at Arena Games. Arena Games is a gaming platform. We launched it last June, and since then we've been mainly working on our SDK tech-wise, which help games to come to Web3. And during that time, we already partnered up with 22 gaming studios, and more than 30 games will be on the platform pretty soon. They are being integrated right now. So from day one, when new games and developers join our platform, they get full stack tech solution on one hand, and on the other hand, we also have a community of gamers, more than 100K already. So they are entering all the games with one account. It's one big ecosystem where everybody is having a lot of fun. And yeah, this is what we are doing in general. I'm happy to be here and looking forward to our discussion.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Miroslav here. I'm an architectural designer that believes in control pure design that boosts experience and evoke emotions. I'm founder of Mind Design and co-founder of World, and we are building an ecosystem that blends physical and digital spaces, offering a hub for creative individuals to share, play, learn, and earn. So I'm very happy to be here and share some thoughts with the other people. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And before we will go further with exploration of the future and Web3 landscape, let's talk about success story of the past. Can you please share your vision, your feelings about the best successes of Web3 game in the past few years?
Right. I think that I think one of the projects that we have all, especially myself, I've been looking really close, and it was probably the thing that make us work. Many people in the industry work that way. Was how this game Mir 4 from WeMade, what they did. Just one single detail, which is back in September 2021, if I'm not mistaken, when they launched the game in Steam, and right before Steam forbid NFTs, they got up to being the 7th most played game in Steam, with a 40% or 35% positive reviews, so it was almost a 70% negative reviews. That's something unbelievable in Steam. But on top of that, the game was just a mobile port. So you had in Steam a game that was the interface was completely mobile telephone playing in your PC, and you had 700,000 people playing that. That was absolutely incredible, and it was everything. It was mainly because people were just trying to farm their token, and also because they have this technology that allow them to evolution the character, classical things that you do in an MMORPG, which is level up your character, get more gear, get more items, then seal the NFT and then sell it in the market. I think that was incredible, and I think that is one of the reasons why, on top of Axie Infinity success and all that, many other studios wanted to do something similar. So I think still they are leading the market in a way because they are doing amazing things in Korea with this, and we have learned a lot from that. But personally, what we are doing from ReadyGG is we are trying to get the Web2 gamers to play Web3. That's the big difference, because what we do is we do it in a seamless way, like players just purchase the NFT directly from the item shop in any game, in the Play Store, Apple Store, completely compliant. And we are seeing that the play to earn thing is really affecting the KPI. So I think that's probably going to be one of the most important factors over the next couple of years or the next year. So it's just getting the Web2 demographic to play Web3 without actually knowing they're playing Web3.
Yes, I'm agreeing. Some more success stories from the past, in your opinion, about goods?
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to Providence. They are a local game being built here in Istanbul from a studio called Dynasty Studio. Mm-hmm. Of course, maybe I am biased, but it's really, really an amazing game. You guys have to check it out. Like, if you're looking for a Web3 game that is polished, that is actually feels like a AAA game, you have to check out Providence. I think right now it's in closed beta. I was able to play it at GDC last month. But the gameplay itself is very similar to how Escape from Tarkov works, where you have to go in somewhere, collect some items and get out. And all of those items have some sort of representation on chain. Yeah, it's not, a 2D card game or anything like that. It's actual, like a third-person, full-scale game. Yeah.
Okay, and I have a question to Miroslav. Can you gather any general trend on designing for all past Web3 games and how it's arranged across the design point of view?
Well, from our point of view, when we see most of the games, we see it like that there is still a lot to develop in sense of design aesthetic and appearance. However, we do understand that it requires a lot of knowledge regarding optimization, interoperability between softwares, and it's a big challenge. However, we do believe that when our design is naturally inspired, we kind of make a statement and transfer this sustainable design thinking from the game also into the real world and encourage people and players to take more conscious choices about how to be more beneficial for the nature, for the environment. So we think as a society we have to challenge ourselves to look how our games and environments might be more fascinating, more, that they boost understanding, boost curiosity about people. When you explore you find beautiful design pieces, elements of surprise. I think this would actually really boost the engagement rates, and it's going to build a stronger community.
Okay, thank you. And anyway, we are coming to the topic of NFT. Do you feel NFTs is still like on the table is a playing, or it's already past the trend? And what kind of the mechanics can be adopted for future Web3 game solutions?
I think we are just in the beginning of the NFT. Like, I mean, myself, I've been publishing games. I'm publishing games for more than 20 years. I've published at least, or helped to publish like more than 10 MMORPGs, and titles like Cabal Online, Runes of Magic, and many other games I have been involved. And our biggest issue in the customer service was that there were so many people having been scammed in the illegal markets, right? In the gray markets with items, with accounts. Players because players always want to experiment the high-end content in MMORPGs. And the only way to experiment the high-end content, I mean, the best dungeons and all that, is to level your character. And to level your character, you need a lot of time, a lot of money, and you need to be lucky to get the items, the drops and all that. So players try to use a shortcut, which is just buy an account in the secondary market or whatever. As I was mentioning before, Mir4 created this NFT market. Some of the NFTs have been sold for more than $200,000, $300,000, and this is there has been always a market over the last 20 years in MMOs for illegal items, right? Or let's say it's illegal because publishers say it's illegal, but I don't know anyone who has gone to jail because of selling an account or selling a sword, you know, in Meeting 4 or in any of these games. You know, so, I mean, here in Turkey, there has been always a very big market for this kind of thing. So I think NFTs is a way of making this market legal, and also it's a new stream of revenue for developers. The good thing for players is that it can be verified because it's on the blockchain. So being on the blockchain means players can verify that they are something that is really serious, that is really unique, that they can use in the game. And it's only a small part of that. And also the UGC, I mean, user-generated content markets as well, in-game markets. Like we are seeing the user-generated content is the next thing, especially for the Z generation. Like we are seeing that in Roblox, in games like Geometric Dash, for example. Geometric Dash is an unbelievable game where players can design of the levels and all that. And they are generating content constantly. I think it's a good way for players to be rewarded, and also developers get a new revenue stream. So for me, in my opinion, NFTs are just in the beginning in gaming, in the beginning of how well are going to be used. And especially there are so many different NFTs, like NFTs that can evolution. For example, we have a technology, a RDG, that we allow that in Unreal 5, players can craft NFTs using other NFTs as resources in-game, in real time. So this is a big difference. It's a game changing. So I'm sure that we're going to be seeing amazing things with NFTs in the future.
Okay, thank you. Alexander, what do you think?
That's an interesting question because,
yes.
For example, when I talk about Club Kui, From time to time, we release very rare and very precious items that give a lot of status to you. So when you go to a party and you have a golden crown or golden wings or white tiger, everybody's looking at you. So it makes sense to own these items, and people spend money on these items and they speculate on these items because these items by definition are rare and limited. So for example, in 2014, we released a golden crown for like 50 euros back then, quite expensive. Nowadays, if you want to have this item on the internal marketplace, you spend 500 euros on the crown. And people do this. Why do they do this? Because it makes sense to have this crown within Club Kui. It doesn't make sense to have this crown just as like if we would put this crown on the blockchain and we would offer you to have it as an NFT. Still, it makes sense to own this crown in Club Kui, but it makes no sense to own this crown outside of Club Kui. So this is a little bit of a challenge for the NFTs, I guess. There was a lot of speculation many years ago, Bored Ape, etc. So people lost a lot of money, and it was completely inflated. So you can really inflate the price of an NFT. So the point is, yes, ownership is a thing, but you need context. And if you look at all the metaverses out there, they are just empty. They have a lot of funding and a lot of experiences, but people are not there. So you do not spend money on a Louis Vuitton or Gucci bag because you cannot show it to your friends. So you go there and you churn. And if you have an active game or metaverse, then people really care about ownership, NFTs, and but you need context. Just for speculation is like if I own something, some piece of land on an island, and the island is destroyed by a tsunami and is just flooded, it makes no sense to have it. So, well, if you own a piece on Mars, a piece of land on Mars, it's interesting, but yeah, who cares? So people have to care about the NFT and about the ownership, not just because they are speculating on it. And if you manage to have this within an environment or shared between environments or experiences, that's a thing, I guess.
Okay, thank you.
Well, Alfredo and Alexander had very interesting remarks, and I'll add my opinion on that more on game development side. Well, definitely NFTs experienced very significant volatility in public perception as well as monetary value, and it's very understandable that traditional studios and developers are skeptical about it. But if we discuss the future of this technology, NFT as a technology, I believe, have much more potential than developers use at the moment. For example, most of the in-game NFTs are ERC 721s at the moment, right? But there are so many other protocols to be explored and to be used, which could flourish gaming experience even more. So if we look at the future, I believe developers should explore those other protocols even more. By the way, at Arena Games, this is one of our focus as well. We try to have as many protocols and as many options in our SDK as possible, which makes game even more engaging, funny, and gives NFTs even more sense to be in the game other than to be just a matter of speculation.
Okay, and we are definitely talking about engagement, yeah? And from the engagement strategy, what can you highlight the most effective ways and hooks that you can feel on the Web3 space from design or community building or everything what related how the Web3 is started to be engaged with audiences and where we are right now?
So for the community building, let's say we are open and we welcome all visionaries who are eager to share ideas, to build the future together, to come and collaborate and work. As we said, we're working on high-end design, nature-inspired places that boost experience, evoke emotions that are beautiful, engaging, immersive. So we're looking to create like an ecosystem that is for everybody. Everyone is welcome to share ideas, and it's not just an environment that is just lived in, but is also shared. It's built by its inhabitants. So we're looking for build like these diverse communities for all around that can come together and share common dreams and common aspirations.
Okay, but regarding the drivers, how we can describe the general direction and differentiation between Web 2, community building and engagement, and Web 3, and those tools like NFT and tokens and all this stuff?
Yeah, from the design point of view, and from general, I think it's very important about the NFTs. Their future is about the technology, how actually a user and owner could interact with them and what can do with them. And I think the recent technology development are promising. So these bridges between platforms and how this NFT can be traded and shared is important for their future.
Okay. Someone else?
I'll go ahead. Well, community in Web3, it's very different. Well, I started my, let's say, career in Web3 marketing, so I always had very close contact with how community was built and so on. And it is, as I mentioned, very different in the terms that most of the people in Web3 communities understand that they are part of something new, something very special, and they love building it with the project developers. They love giving feedback, they love being involved, they love creating UGC for the project and so on. And as much as they are involved, community is getting stronger and stronger. But there is other type of Web3 community members. Obviously, we talked about NFTs as an incentive, financial incentive of the project. Those other part of community members are mainly oriented in that, and this is another part where a team should be very careful, because those type of member can backlash project very easily. So it's very important to look deeper into what type of community you have, incentivize them, but there should be some borders, because in order economy to be sustainable in the long term. And as for making your community stronger and stronger, it's very important to be very close to them and get them involved in every process. Be transparent, ask for their feedback and so on. And I have not noticed that close attachments in traditional gaming. I mean, from the community and game dev side. So it's pretty different.
Okay, thank you. Now, question to all of us. Can you please give me the biggest challenges and problem right now what Web3 games are forcing with?
Yeah, I mean, look at my badge. There was a Web3 sticker. I did not put it because feels like there's a witch hunt based on Web3. As soon as people see it, they're like, oh no, you guys are scammers. We don't want to work with you. It's really unfortunate, but I can completely understand why this happened. Like the stuff that the NFT marketplaces and the NFT collections did, we have to really separate those folks out and like shun them somehow. Say that you guys did this, and now whoever is following in their footsteps, meme coins is the new NFT marketplace. Like this speculation and like trying to motivate people just to speculate for no good reason, and being proud to call yourself a degenerate. It's just weird. Like it doesn't have to be this way. At GDC, Avalanche's booth is trying to kind of address that. There was a huge thing called Web3 gaming sucks, and it really does suck so far. But the premise of it is amazing. There's a whole new world that we can start with Web3 gaming that I hope we can convey this idea to other sectors of gaming, that we are not them. That they're like just because there were scammers in the past. We don't have to subscribe into that idea, and you cannot label us the same way you might label them.
Okay. Thank you.
I think, I mean, on top of what you just said, of course, I mean, we have the problem we had at the start, like maybe 3 years ago when Axie Infinity exploded and all that, everybody wanted to have this 20 million per day revenue just coming from the NFT market, right? Like commissions and transactions and all that. That was crazy. Also, I think our sector, the gaming sector, was completely invaded by traders, like people from exchanges, from the classical Wall Street, etc. People that was trying to make money just with a $20 template downloaded for Unity. They wanted to get 2 million to develop that game and just add NFTs to that, and that was it. That was absolutely crazy. I think that the way we can fix this is by showing that Web3 has a lot of features that there is no other way to have them in Web2, right? For example, one of the things that we are trying to do at ReadyGG, and that actually our technology allows, is to have what we call reputational capital, right? So users, I mean, players, when they come to the game, they create their wallet. I mean, the way we do it is just a one-click wallet. It's not MetaMask, nothing like that. We do things really, really user-friendly for users. So just in-game, one click, and the wallet is created in the background. Then later, we allow them to enter into the user panel, put a password, whatever. At the moment, we just do that. So it's very user acquisition is like Web2. Once we get that, we try to accumulate everything that the user is doing on-chain. So it's friend system, achievements, leaderboards, PvP queuing, for every single game. So the on-chain profile of the user stays there forever. And players are accumulating reputational capital of anything they are doing in any single game. So this is something that can only be done if the games are published on Steam, for example. But Steam is a centralized entity that with a proprietary thing that cannot be verified, it's not open for everyone. So we're trying to do this on the blockchain. So let's say that players are able to control their own data. Players are accumulating everything they do in the blockchain, and then by doing that, we allow developers to tap into them, to know exactly which player has done which things, and they can actually target their marketing user acquisition to that. They can accommodate their games design to the user needs, taking this data from the user data, from all of this reputational capital that is accumulated in the user. So these are features that can only be done in the blockchain, can only be done in the Web3. For now, pure technological approach. And this is the way we should be doing things. We have to forget about tokens, about yield farming, about market makers, liquidity providers, and all that stuff. I mean, in my opinion, that has hurt a lot of the gaming industry. I mean, I've been in the gaming industry for more than 20 years, publishing games. I've been in Web3 since before Axie Infinity. I was doing Bitcoin gaming before that, like 2 years before that. And this is nothing to do with gaming. Gaming is about fun. It's about just downloading a game, playing the game, and once you finish playing the game, you want to go back. I mean, you want to finish whatever you are doing, and you want to go back playing that game because you like it. That feeling, for example, I had this feeling with Helldivers 2. You know, Helldivers 2, this last month, they launched the game. I played it three times, three missions, and I was looking forward to playing a game. That's gaming. But on top of that, we have to apply this layer of Web3, this technology that allows developers to get new revenue streams, to lower user acquisition, and also let players to own their data and share it with the developers so they have an experience that is actually what they're looking for. I think that's one of the main things we have to try to achieve. And it's going to take a lot of time because it's a very new technology. It's something probably similar to what happened maybe 20 years ago when the big MMORPGs appeared in the market, like from the times from EverQuest 2, Star Wars Galaxies, and then came World of Warcraft, Warhammer Online, Darkfall, Granada Espada, etc., all these games. Technology enabled that, I mean, without the technology, without the cloud system, new servers, new fiber optics, new PCs, new hardware for the PCs, it wouldn't be impossible. So Web3 has to enable that. That's my opinion.
Okay.
So your question seems easy, but it's very deep. You know, we run a social metaverse, so that's what we say. It's not a game. Our users say, okay, we play Club Kui, but we know it's not a game because before Club Kui we did games. So and if you do games, it's like, okay, the game has to be compelling and fun to play. And then the user should not care if it's on the blockchain or off the blockchain. Actually, a lot of games, or most of the games you see in metaverses are off blockchain. And the blockchain itself is not a compelling reason to play a certain game. So, and it's super complicated, it's a mess. If you look at it from the developer's point of view and the user's point of view, wallets, blockchain, it's still in its infancy. So there is a lot of friction. And if you don't have a very good compelling reason that your grandma will understand why you should play this game and not this game just because it's on the blockchain, then you're onto something, maybe. But that's, it's not easy. Ownership itself is like, yeah, people, you said EverQuest and World of Warcraft and all those things. You own items in these products, but it's not in the blockchain. And you can transact these items and accounts on PayPal, whatever. And normally the host of the game doesn't want this because, yeah, we don't like people transacting outside of Club Kui. But we could design in a way that it's beneficial for us and the player. But still, I think many game developers are, if they want to do a blockchain, in still looking for, okay, we can solve what's the problem we want to solve here, really, for the user, really, not just you own something, but if you cannot, for example, there was something like interoperability was a big thing like 2 years ago. So, but for us as former game developers and hosts of Club Kui, it's more like there are people coming in, they create all those NFT and items, and now they come to game developers, tell them, okay, can you make it interoperable? Can you bring it into your game? That would be cool. And the game developer says, yeah, in my game, nothing has no meaning because I put a lot of meaning in all those items I have in the game. And now you come and ask me about interoperability, and my players don't want this. I don't want this. Nobody wants this. So we have, if you look into the future, design ecosystems like maybe euros or yours, so that it makes that it's meaningful and makes sense to be within an ecosystem where there's a shared maybe currency or a certain interoperability. That could be something, I guess.
Okay. Looks like we are talking about one general metaverse where all Web3 games will be over there and people will be educated, they will know everything about the possibilities of blockchain and advantages of blockchain. Do you feel that we missed the point about educational, about blockchain? Because what we are talking right now about is like high-level technology topics, yeah? And basically people coming and to play games just to have fun, as you tell. And before to get that understanding of all values between what technology can give me as a personalized assets and all that stuff, they need to know about it. And my next question is about AI. AI machine learning. Do you feel such kind of the tools can help to boost some directions to solve those issues what you talked about? How do you feel that AI and machine learning can influence the Web3 development and progression in the future?
Well, from our point of view, how we envision and how we explore using of AI is about creating this NPC, no player characters, that would eventually create the metaverse and social Web3 games more populated, and players would have the opportunity to go into deeper conversation and to gain some learning experience from this NPC who eventually would be based and designed on real life figures like artists, science, researchers, and so on. So this is our take and our research on how we see AI in helping us in our goals and aspirations.
Okay. Something else?
It's an interesting point. We are looking into AI for our creators to enable more people to create outfits, for example, or textures, or the style that they love. So that could enable users to become creators more easily. And that's a very interesting point you mentioned, because when you're in a social environment, we could use AI to fake humans nowadays. And we don't do this because in Club Kui it's social and you want to connect to real humans behind the avatar. And if you look at avatars, you will more or less instantly find an avatar attractive or not. And if I show you avatars from Brazil or Turkey and India and Japan, they look different. The Turkish avatars are very attractive, so you guys know what you're doing. But behind every avatar there's a human being, and you want to connect to the human being. This is what is happening in Club Kui. For NPCs in games, that's different. It can add a lot of depth if you can control it. I talk to game developers, it's not easy for them to control what actually is happening with the NPC. Is he start talking about something we don't want him to talk about, or that can happen. So it's a little bit risky, and I know that dating apps are quite obsessed with AI. So that would be like you connect to actually a machine in terms of like conversations and so on. So it's like an ethical question, if you want to do this, or are you open about it, or do you use it to populate your rooms and everything, and you don't tell people that this is fake, and you could misuse it. It's interesting. It's a challenge.
Yeah, I fully agree. Like last year, with our company, we did research on the ethic topic for AI usage for blockchain solution, and as Tinatin mentions, there is a lot of nice protocols and standards, and for me, the most interesting combination I feel about soulbound token, machine learning, and possibility to communicate with soulbound token based some character what will be inside of the some world, and this is what can be exactly different experience for users in Web3, because you can't make same experience in Web2, because there is no that faking personalities that will be related to AI agent, what will be based on soulbound token. That's why, from my perspective, what I can reflect on that manner, that Web3 games could give really much more about experience without mentioning on those things to fake human communication with others on educational level. What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, I'm not a big expert on AI, but and I think AI is in the early stages, and what you just mentioned is a possibility. All of this. I think the big problem with AI is that, as you were saying before, we are at the risk of losing this human contact, the personal contact. I mean, when players, when they play PvP games, like for example, I don't know, Battlefield or Counter-Strike or League of Legends, on top of playing the game and having the maximum score, I think what they like is when they kill someone, they know that the other person is in his home in another country saying, oh my God, this guy just killed me, and he's suffering. Is this the concept of owning someone? This being always in all of these games, in this PvP game. So if AI is going to be replacing players in PvP or I mean, I think it can bring much better experience for PvE, but I think AI is going to affect everything. It's not only Web3, it's every aspect of gaming. You were mentioning about NPC before. I mean, NPC, like, maybe for the first time in history, players are not going to be hitting the space bar to skip the dialogues of the NPCs because it takes so long. Maybe for the first time in history, we're going to have a nice conversation with NPCs. I don't know. I mean, myself, I don't like talking to the NPCs. I just want to play the game. I mean, when they start speaking about the history of, oh, you go to this town and you are my hero, please, please, please. I want to finish the quest and I want to advance because I want to experience the high-end content. So it's very difficult to forecast what's going to be happening with AI related to games, related to Web3, related to the tokens, to the NFTs. What I just hope is that it's somehow limited because apparently the people who know about this are always warning about how dangerous AI is or how dangerous all of these guys, I mean from Elon Musk to all of these guys that are involved in this. Apparently, they are saying that by 2028, the technology is going to be so important, so strong that are going to be as intelligent as all the human beings together. And I think that's so dangerous. But I don't know. I mean, I hope there is a limit for that. There are some rules, and it is for the best. Any technology can be used for very bad things or for very good things. And like, for example, nuclear technology, or can be very good if it is used for power and green energy. It can be very bad if it's used for weapons, right? So AI can be weaponized in many different ways. And I mean, I just heard that Amazon in the book publishing site, they have established a limit now per account for book publishing. So someone can only publish maximum of four or five books per day, because apparently the AIs are writing hundreds of books per day. So I mean, I don't want that to see in games. I don't want that we have thousands or hundreds of thousands of games published per day. It's going to be completely mess for the industry, for the developers, for the players. So I think there might be some limits for this. So that's what I'm hoping. This is all I can say.
Okay.
Actually, I just want to say something about that. So if you want to streamline the way AI is going to work in gaming, you need to have trustlessness. So right now, the whole world is using USD, and the way you initiate a USD is you have the crown jewels in the United States, and you can create and print money. But using the blockchain, you are able to create an ERC20 token or other types of tokens in a trustless manner. So without that, there's going to be a huge limit on what AI can do if you're not going to have that trustlessness. Like right now, for me, being a service provider at WhalePass, if I go to a game developer and say, hey, let me manage your game's economy, and actually throw this crazy AI that we just developed on top of it, and is going to use the normal banking system. Like it's just not going to work. You need Web3 to streamline the way the economics are going to work in the future, like the main component of it is the trustlessness, but other aspects also come in handy. Yeah.
Okay. I just wrote like last week in projection forecast 2030, there would be approximately 3 billion gamers worldwide on the different levels. And definitely some of them would pretend to be a professional and to get the money from what they're doing as a games. And Web3, as you said, could be a really nice implementation just for simple rewarding without all those technologies and everything. Just give me my USDT or Solana or Ethereum or blockchain or whatever. That's why, yeah. And reflecting on the future perspective of Web3 and Wonderland, the main topic of our conversation, can you, from all of your perspective and different expertise, to highlight what is your feeling of new innovation or upcoming trends regarding the design, or like community building, or specific like elements on your domain? Miroslav.
Well, from our perspective, we are working on building an entertaining but educational narrative about how live sustainable life and make choices that are beneficial for society and communities. So we would believe that in our game and environment, players would be encouraged to make these real-life conscious choices about the world. And trends like also play to learn and earn mechanics, virtual reality integration in our environment are something that we're looking for. Also, architectural implementation in real life is something that we do believe is going to help us to realize our goals to build these blending environments, physical and digital, where we see like a lot of dispersed communities coming together and build immersive environments.
Okay, thank you.
Well, my opinion about the future. I'm very excited about the fact that there are much more very high quality games coming into the space. For example, on the previous cycle, we all know that it was enough for game to have some type of play to earn mechanics and that type of economy, it had users. But this time on this cycle, I believe that it's not enough. And in fact, I do not think that, I do not distinguish Web2 gaming and Web3 gaming as such, because I believe that blockchain elements and this technology should be a second layer on top of already good traditional game. So it should enhance the experience and maybe give some incentive to players, more incentive to players and so on. So I'm very happy that I see more very high quality games coming into the space with very good technology. I notice a lot of games with immersive experiences. It is also very nice to have. And I believe that in upcoming couple of years, we'll see more high-quality games with better blockchain technology, which is good, yeah.
Okay, great, thank you.
I'm excited about the way we would consume maybe in 2030 certain products, like maybe not on a flat screen, but on a head-mounted device that is light and easy to use and will augment our reality with appropriate items and features. And I think digital twins are interesting. What we did with Club Kui, we did a proof of concept. We worked together with like a niche sneaker manufacturer, and they produced 1,000 sneakers, something like that, and they put an NFC chip in the sneaker. And we had technology that you buy the sneaker, you tap on the sneaker, then you get the sneaker in Club Kui as a virtual good. Then you can show off the copycat of the real world sneaker on your avatar. You could even augment your avatar with our AR photo booth here in the real world. You can show off the virtual sneaker to your friends in the virtual environment. They tap on the sneaker and they can buy the sneaker as a virtual good, or we can generate a lead in the real world shop for the sneaker provider. So that was a very interesting case, and it's still very early to do this, but I think this is something that could be very exciting and interesting for people in the future, because it makes it's easy to understand. It's easy to understand and it's a lot of fun. Yeah. That could be interesting.
Okay, cool.
I would say light interoperability is very exciting. Full interoperability, I believe, is not something that's going to happen anytime soon, but light interoperability, you can define it as interoperability through access to a game. So something we're doing at Whale Pass and planning to grow in the future is having a umbrella subscription that gives the player premium access inside of those games. So this, I believe, will have a lot more precedence in the next few years, and then interoperability through cross-promotion or interoperability through trade. This is what I mean by light interoperability. I believe we're going to see a lot more examples of that.
Thank you.
I mean, I think we are seeing a trend on every single thing that is happening in the Web3 space, not only in gaming, but also in fintech and even in real estate. Like, there is a big trend for tokenization of assets in general. Like, there are already a couple of companies in real estate that their business model is basically they purchase apartments in tourist zones and they rent it through Airbnb, and they just tokenize the ownership, and the benefits they get from fiat money, they put it back into the token, and this is how the people who owns the NFTs that owns the apartments or the houses or whatever, they are getting profit from that. And this trend is happening in every single industry. So what I think is going to be happening is this is going to be involve every single stage of the gaming scene. I mean, at ReadyGG we are technology providers, so it's up to actually to the game developers to innovate, because we just provide the technology. It's like probably like GameSpark as a backend or Photon as a multiplayer facility for developers. It's the developers have to do it, but our technology, for example, is not being used also by eSports Festival. So eSports Festival, they are tokenizing the full festival using our technology. So every single ticket in the festival is an NFT. Every single action that the user is doing is also traceable through the blockchain. They are doing on-chain quest just by doing stuff into the festival, like go to this booth, check this eSport tournament, sign up for this, whatever is happening in this booth as well, participating in an eSport competition, even at amateur level. And it's our technology that is enabling that, because we provide the full backend, also the Web3 connection, the Web2-like wallet, so it's very easy for users to create it. So I think in general, probably over the next 5 to 10 years, like everything is going to be tokenized, and everything is going to be Web3 in a way, because it's happening also in banking, as I said, in real estate, and in pharmaceuticals, in every single industry. So I think that's the actual feature, that is the future for the Web3, not only in gaming, but I think in every single industry.
Okay, thank you. I have really mutual feelings about those things, especially with RVA and everything what's going on around the flips with financial elements, how we can use the budget allocation to refund it with tokens, and after that to use those things to the future, like support of our other businesses. And I agree that personalized solutions of NFT assets through the different meanings what can be done. It can give to users, first of all, experience what can't Web2 give. This is really for me, personally, direction what I feel that Web3 games can give more, even more, than just simple Web2. Maybe a bit difficult, maybe we are just on the first step of trend, because for me, Web3 is a trend entirely. With, of course, Bitcoin and all those stuff what's going on. That's why Web3 games, for sure, in those parts. It was a big pleasure to speak with all of you today. It was really nice discussion, and thank you to HGC, thank you Istanbul, Turkey for being part today on the stage, and have a good day. Thank you.
Maybe, does anyone have any question to our speakers? No? Okay. So thank you one more time. And in a few minutes, we're going to have a next speech. And this type of speech is my favorite on such conferences because it's a success story. And it will be benefits of rewarded traffic, Game Light's success story. And our speaker, Oliviero Camilleri, Business Development Manager from Game Light.